everyone. Troy Media Day 2010 was here this morning, and the Trojans invited all us camera-carrying types to Veterans Stadium to talk football. Between the Michigan State Spartans and the Crimson Tide in the Capital One Bowl, it's been a respect bowl for both teams coming up to the game. No one giving anything less than the most credit possible to the other team when asked about their opponent. It's not the game of the week by the voters, but don't tell that to anybody out here. And of course, we're joined now by Abbeville head coach Al Shipman. Coach, this has got to be one of the biggest games that your guys have ever played in. Andalusia and Carroll went at it last night, and Andalusia ended up getting the win 35-12, but Carroll ended up with the play of the night. We're going to try to take a look at it in our video breakdown. Now, we start by looking at Gissendaner, the quarterback. He's trying to find his man Broom on the screen pass, and what's he do? He puts the ball right on the money, gives him time to get his head around and find where he needs to go, and he's going there. But he's not going far without getting blocks. Look at this. That defender's not making a tackle because number 88 has completely taken him out of the play with the pancake block, allowing Broom to sweep down the field past defenders. But look, he's got his teammates with him there to make the routes a little bit longer for the defenders to get there. And from there, speed. You can't coach that. Broom scores the touchdown. Carroll ends up losing, but they do win our play of the week. Definitely a playoff level between these two undefeated teams. We get a look at the highlights. A lot of people packed in here tonight for this one. The Bears came out with a lot of intensity, but on the second play from scrimmage, Andre DuBose is picked off by Martin Henderson. He works his way back into the end zone. Elba starts the game off with a big play. They go up 7-0 on that one. But the Bears, in their second possession, they go to their main man. It's D.D. Dawsey on the sweep. Works his way into the end zone. That ties the game at 7 all in the second quarter. It's more Dawsey, this time showing his balance, dives into the end zone. That touchdown makes it 14-7. The game would go into the half, 14-7. Cottonwood with the lead. They would come out in the third quarter, and guess what? It's more Dawsey. This 14 yards on the trap. Touchdown makes it 21-7 Bears. But we get a look at Dawsey. He was playing punter, several different positions on the night. Started to cramp up, and it showed on defense. He was playing middle linebacker, and without him making plays in the middle, too much Michael Lindsey, too good on the 52-yard touchdown run. That makes it 21-14, but Dawsey would come right back. 9-yard touchdown run, basically on one leg. Had a chance to talk to him after the game. Said he was cramping up a little bit in his calves, but his touchdowns will be the difference. 5 touchdowns on the night. Cottonwood goes on to win this one 35-28 at home. A fantastic game by the Bears. Now, both the Bears and the Tigers had very good seasons. Cottonwood comes out the only undefeated team out of that matchup. We get a chance to look at both of these teams in the playoffs coming up in the next few weeks. Should be pretty good, Brad. It's not every day you get to see a last-second Hail Mary. Even more rare to be standing just a few feet away. But for one official who called a late touchdown for UAB yesterday, there's plenty of questions today. Here's a look at the infamous play. Number 1 ranked Crimson Tide had done pretty well for themselves this season at Bryant-Denny Stadium, but today, a little bit of a road trip up to take on Duke. To call it an anticipated return for 2 of the Tide's best players would be an understatement, as Marcel Darius and Mark Ingram get back on the field for the first time this season. So how would Mark do on his first time back out? Well, here's the first carry of the season and of the game. The pride of Flint, Michigan, taking it 44 yards down the sideline. Good comeback from Mark there. And then a few plays later, it's McElroy looking on the corner route to Darius Hanks. Makes the nice grab in the corner of the end zone. Tide take the early 7-0 lead. Later, after a big game by Julio, well, it's Greg McElroy again looking to his big-time playmaker, Julio Jones, deep in the end zone, and he's got it. The Tide lead grows after that touchdown by Julio. Then later, it's Ingram looking to get into the end zone for the first time, and he does. But take a look at number 4 here. He's tugging him by his ankle. The team does not really like that. So how would Mark Ingram get his revenge? Well, watch number 4. Yeah, you might want to find your jockstrap on that one. Shakes this guy out of his mind. Tide rolls in this one, 62-13. Now, if there's one thing those of us on the sidelines learned yesterday watching the Troy Trojans scrimmage, is that the young, fast, and inexperienced Trojan defense looked to be 2 of those things. Young and fast. Yesterday, the inexperience really didn't show up. Now, to say the Andalusia Bulldogs had a bit of an up-and-down season last year would be an understatement. Out of the gate with 3 wins followed up by 3 losses. And then after beating Opp in the last game of the regular season, they lost to them in the next week in the playoffs. The Bulldogs did play 6 region champions in 2009.
Can you feel a difference in the temperatures where you are?
Oh, absolutely. It's a cool, perfect night for football. We've got one of the biggest matchups, maybe of the century, who knows? Elba and Cottonwood tonight, 2 undefeated teams. Should be a good one. We'll hear from both coaches later on in tonight's newscast.
Sports.
Good evening, everyone. The Marlins were 5 games back in the wild card race as of this morning, and in the NL East, well, let's just say they were a long way away from the Braves. A comeback win helped them last night. Braves started the game well enough this afternoon. First inning, Martin Prado was first to start the game, and, you know, he's hoping to start it off pretty well, and this will do it. A home run, a great start, puts the Braves up 1-0 early on, but the Fish have an answer. They've already tied the game at 2, and then Dan Uggla takes this pitch deep into the Miami night. LeBron on stilts isn't catching that one. They've got a 5-2 lead at that point. So the Braves need some offense in the 8th. Eric Hinsky up, and he comes through with the bases loaded. This double gets down, and 2 runs coming to score, and the Braves have tied it all up at 5 off the bat of Eric Hinsky. And then later in the inning, the bases are loaded. There's visual evidence of that right there for Brooks Conrad, and you want Brooks on your team, folks, because he does things like this, stepping up big late in games. 2nd grand slam of the year, 5th home run of the year. Braves score 8 in the 8th for the win. They win 10-5. Earlier this week in Birmingham, the news was all about the agent party in Miami that just may cost national championship game MVP Marcell Dareus his football season. And as we all remember, that defense already lost plenty of starters to the NFL. So if Dareus is gone, that leaves only 2 guys, and Dante Hightower and Mark Barron. There's a lot of beef in the middle that Todd would lose in the event the school decides that it's too risky to have 57 back on the field. Bama fans definitely remember him taking over the national championship game, scoring that touchdown at the end of the first half. Hightower was one of the players at the media days this week, and like his coach, he says there's no depth chart at the moment, but there certainly is a hungry group of guys.
Right now, we don't really have a depth chart right now, but there's guys right now who's stepping it up, who's showing that they want to play, not only in the weight room, but as far as in the film room as well. I mean, helping some of the younger guys learn the defense, just showing that they want to be a part of the defense.
Now, as far as speed is concerned, the Auburn Tigers have plenty of it on offense. Literally, the Tigers trot around a play just a few seconds after the last one is over, like an all-time hurry-up. On PlayStation, you might remember it's the triangle button. But that video game speed offense has some speedy players in it again this year. And between Mario Fannin, Ontario McCaleb, Darvin Adams, the newcomers like Michael Dyer, new quarterback Cam Newton should have plenty of speed to distribute the ball to. But with the lack of depth on defense in 2009, the actual speed of the offense itself forced defenders to spend a lot of time on the field last year. So this summer, the guys are taking special steps to prepare. I asked Aaron Savage about that yesterday.
Coach Jacques has prepared us this summer for that. So if he's watching this, he's probably laughing. But yeah, he's prepared us for that. He actually stands on the sideline with a stopwatch during the spring and see how many seconds it takes between each play, and we've simulated that throughout the summer.
And finally tonight, no simulation here. A group of local athletes returned back to Dothan with a rousing welcome as the Alabama Special Olympics squad showed off their gold medals to the waiting crowd at the Dothan Civic Center. The team actually needed a win in one of the last events, volleyball, to earn the overall title. They came back for the win, earning themselves those shiny new accessories. It's got to be good stuff there to get a win like that.
Oh, I bet. Good feeling on both parts.
Yeah, 18 people from the Dothan area went for the state representing, came back with the gold.
Good for them. Very proud of them. Thanks a lot, Patrick. Oscar will be